Welcome back to Spoons for Life. I'm so glad that you tuned in today. Before we say another word and before we get deep into this episode, I want you to meet me right where you are. If you're listening to this while lying in bed, staring at the ceiling because getting up feels like climbing Mount Everest, welcome. If you're sitting in your car in the driveway hiding for 10 extra minutes because the sensory noise inside your house is just too loud, welcome. If you're pacing around your living room trying to work through a wave of chronic pain, or if you're sitting at a desk feeling brain fog settle over your mind like a heavy, wet wool, take a deep breath. You don't have to perform for this podcast. You don't have to sit up straight. You don't have to fix anything right now. You are in the right place. I want to start today with a scenario that I think most of us in this community know down to our bones. Picture this. You woke up with a plan. Maybe yesterday went surprisingly well, so you felt optimistic. You wrote out your to-do list, organized your schedule, thought about the meals you'd cook, the errands you'd run, the project you'd finally finish. You had mental clarity and you were ready to engage the world. And then, without warning, your body steps into the doorway and puts a hand on your chest. Maybe it's a sudden sharp flare of chronic joint or muscle pain. Maybe it's that bone-deep, laden exhaustion where every individual limb feels like it's been filled with wet cement. Maybe it's sensory saturation, a migraine building behind your left eye, or a digestive flare that pins you to the bathroom. And just like that, the iron curtain falls. Your carefully crafted and planned out plans are completely scrubbed. In that exact moment, what is the first emotion that hits your chest? For most of us, it isn't just grief or disappointment. It's anger. It's a deep, aching sense of physical betrayal. It's looking at your own arms, legs, nervous system, and immune system and thinking, why are you doing this to me again? Why can't you just function correctly? Why do you have to turn every simple day into an uphill battle? Today, we're turning our lens inward. We have spent weeks talking about managing energy with work, with loved ones, and in our digital spaces. Today, we are turning that gentle compassion into our relationship with our physical selves. We're going to explore body neutrality. What it actually looks like in practice when toxic positivity tells you to love your body, but loving it feels totally impossible. And we're going to build practical, tender strategies for surviving those long stretches where health challenges feel completely relentless. So lean back, adjust your pillows, and let's talk about making peace with a body that needs a little extra care. Let's spend some real time with that one word. Betrayal. Betrayal is the breaking of trust, a promise, or loyalty by someone close. Common types include infidelity, broken confidences, and hidden deceit. It causes deep emotional pain and alters how people relate to each other. In our case, in this community, the betrayal is coming from inside our own bodies. When you live with chronic illness, autoimmune conditions, chronic pain, neurodivergent burnout, or high physical stress, it's easy to start viewing your body as the enemy. It feels like an unreliable business partner. You sign the contract, you make the commitments, and you tell people, yes, I'll be there on Saturday, or yes, I'll take care of that deadline by 5 p.m. And then your body pulls out of the deal at the last minute without ever asking for your consent. Let me paint a picture of what this actually looks like in our day-to-day lives. Think about the time you prepped for a family gathering, an important pitch, or a weekend outing with your kids. You ironed your clothes the night before. You felt that quiet spark of excitement, that feeling of, finally, I'm getting my groove back. And then you wake up at 6 a.m., swing your legs over the edge of the bed, and your feet hit the floor, only to realize that your nervous system has shut the power down completely. Your head is pounding, your joints feel like they're fused together, and the simple act of sitting upright makes you feel like you're going to pass out. When you're in that moment, you aren't just dealing with physical symptoms. You're also dealing with the crushing weight of having to send that text message. You know the one that says, I'm so sorry, but I'm going to have to rain check today. You hit send, put your phone on the nightstand, and turn onto your side. And that's when the internal split happens. Over time, this creates a strange, exhausting form of internal dissociation. We split ourselves cleanly in two. There is me, the mind, the spirit, the ambition, the calendar, the person who genuinely wants to live and connect. And then there's my body. This broken, stubborn, unpredictable container that keeps getting in the way. We start treating our bodies like a faulty car. You know that feeling when the check engine light pops on for the third time in a month? You don't feel love or connection towards the car. You feel resentment. You just want to drop it off at the mechanic, hand them the keys, and say, fix this and call me when it works, and then walk away. But you can't drop your body off at a repair shop and pick it up when it's fixed. You live inside the engine bay every single second of every single day. There is no loaner vehicle. Now enter mainstream wellness culture into this delicate mix. What does society tell us to do when our physical bodies are struggling or failing to keep up? Usually we get hit with a tidal wave of performative, toxic positivity. We open social media or read self-help books filled with quotes telling us to love your body no matter what, or thank your body for the incredible, miraculous journey it takes you on. Can we just pause right there and be completely unapologetically honest with each other? When you're lying in a pitch black room with an ice pack strapped to your head because a migraine has made light feel like physical violence. When your joints feel like they're filled with shattered glass every time you bend your knees. Or when your POTS has your heart racing at 150 plus beats per minute just because you stood up to go get a glass of water from the kitchen. being told to love your body. That does not feel inspiring. It feels deeply invalidating. It feels like a slap in the face. It demands emotional, performative energy that you simply do not possess. You don't have to love being in pain. You don't have to celebrate extreme fatigue. Expecting yourself to feel radiant gratitude while your nervous system is screaming in red alert mode is an unrealistic, unfair burden to place on your own shoulders. This is where body neutrality becomes our absolute lifesaver. Body neutrality is the quiet, functional middle ground. It steps in and says, you don't have to love your body today. You don't even have to like how it feels. But you can stop going to war with it. Imagine a 3-rung ladder propped against the wall. The bottom rung is active hostility and grief. For us, this sounds like my body is the enemy. It ruined my entire weekend. It's holding me hostage, keeping me from being a good parent, a good partner, a good coworker, and I hate it for that. This is a place of pure, burning friction. The top rung is that forced positivity. This sounds like, my body is a miraculous temple, and I'm profoundly grateful for every flare-up because it teaches me spiritual resilience. Which again feels completely absurd and hollow when you are actively suffering. The middle rung is body neutrality. This sounds like, I'm experiencing a severe pain flare right now. My body is in a high state of distress. This is my physical reality today. I don't have to pretend that it's fine. But I also don't need to spend my remaining energy hating the container that I live in. When you consciously choose to step onto that middle rung of body neutrality, something massive happens to your daily spoon budget. Resisting your physical reality, raging against the flare-up, staring at the ceiling, crying because you can't clean the kitchen, or frantically trying to push through a wall of fatigue burns through a staggering amount of fuel. Psychologically and biologically, waging war against your own body keeps your sympathetic nervous system permanently stuck in fight or flight mode. And do you know what that mode does? It floods your system with cortisol and adrenaline. It actually amplifies the pain symptoms. It makes them worse. It drives up muscle tension and deepens cellular exhaustion. The war itself is making everything worse. When you step onto the rung of body neutrality, you lay down your weapons and call a ceasefire. You stop spending energy fighting the undeniable fact that you are sick, sore, or tired today. Your body isn't failing at you. It is surviving with you. It's running on whatever depleted hardware, dysregulated nerve pathways, and strained immune responses it has available to it right now. It's not pulling the emergency brake on your day to sabotage your life. It's pulling the emergency brake because the engine is overheating and crying out for help. I want to leave you with a few journaling prompts from this segment. If writing feels like too much, just hold these questions in your mind while you rest. What is one thing my body did for me today that I didn't have to think about? Like breathing or keeping your heart beating. How can I treat my body like a friend instead of a machine today? And what is one physical sensation I can observe right now without labeling it as good or bad? So how do we actually operationalize body neutrality when health challenges aren't just a one-off afternoon inconvenience? What do we do when it's not just a rough Tuesday, but a day 4 flare-up? Week 3 of an autoimmune crash, or month 6 of navigating relentless chronic conditions where every single day feels like walking through deep mud. When health struggles become your environment rather than a minor interruption, you need practical, low-energy anchors to keep from drowning in guilt or exhaustion. So here's 4 tender, actionable strategies to help you navigate those relentless body days. Number 1, recalibrate with the 10% capacity rule. When you live with a body that needs extra care, your physical capacity is not a static line. It fluctuates like the stock market. Some days you wake up with an 80% battery. You can answer emails, you can walk the dog, make dinner, maybe even work on a passion project. Other days you wake up, turn over in bed, and realize you're starting the morning at 10%. The ultimate trap we fall into, especially those of us who are recovering perfectionist parents or high achievers. Yeah, I'm talking to myself here. Is trying to execute an 80% to-do list on a 10% energy budget. We try to force ourselves through the morning routine, pushing past those pain signals, muttering, I just need to power through it. But pushing through a 10% day doesn't magically create more energy. It just borrows spoons from tomorrow, next week, and next month, guaranteeing a deeper crash later down the line. Here's the mental math to memorize and keep in your back pocket. If you wake up today with only 10% total energy available, and you spend that entire 10% keeping yourself hydrated, eating a simple meal, and letting yourself rest on the couch, in bed, or in a chair, you gave 100% of what was available to you today. Listen to that again. Read it in your mind again. Giving 10% out of a total 10% capacity equals a 100% success rate. You didn't fail. You didn't slack off, and you didn't waste the day. You hit the absolute physical ceiling of what was possible without bankrupting your health for tomorrow. On low capacity days, success has to look completely different. We have to redefine what a successful day actually means. Success on an 80% day might look like running 3 errands, grading papers, hosting a meeting, and cooking a meal from scratch. Where success on a 10% day looks like wearing soft pants, drinking a glass of water, and lowering the window blinds, letting the laundry sit in the basket, and allowing the world to spin for a few hours without your direct intervention. Adjust your target post and honor the math of your body. Strategy number 2 is the 5% comfort audit. When you're in the middle of a bad symptom day, trying to fix how you feel can feel like trying to move a brick wall with a plastic spoon. You think, I need to fix this fatigue, or I need to make this pain go away completely. But when quick fixes don't exist, the sheer magnitude of the task causes cognitive overload. We give up and collapse under the weight of it and just lie there in total, unmitigated misery. Instead of asking yourself overwhelming questions like, how do I fix this body? How do I get my energy back right now? Lower the bar completely and ask this one small question. What is one micro adjustment that I can make right now and make my body just 5% more comfortable? Notice how tiny that request is. We aren't asking for a cure. We aren't asking to feel good or even feel okay. We're simply negotiating for a 5% shift in physical relief. So what does this comfort audit actually look like? Let's trace it from head to toe. In your face and upper body, take a breath right now. Unclench your jaw, unstick your tongue from the roof of your mouth, and drop your shoulders 3 inches away from your ears where they've been hunched up in a stress response. In your sensory environment, pull the curtains closed to stop the glare. Put in soft earplugs or noise-canceling headphones to cut out ambient background hums. Dim the screen on your phone to minimum brightness, or switch it over to night mode. In your physical clothes, strip off anything with a restrictive waistband, tight underwires or coarse seams. Change into soft, oversized loungewear or a worn-in t-shirt that feels like nothing at all against your skin. And in your positioning, prop a pillow directly under your knees to release tension in your lower back. Place a warm heating pad on your abdomen or your lower back, or lay a cool, damp washcloth over your eyes. Grab a heavy blanket to give your nervous system deep touch pressure. When you execute a 5% comfort audit, you aren't just making a physical shift. You're sending a massive safety signal to your autonomic nervous system, and you're telling your body, I see that you're suffering right now, and I can't fix this instantly, but I am in your corner, and I am going to make this vessel as soft and as protected as humanly possible. Strategy number 3 is nonverbal energy signaling, and we've talked about this in past episodes. When your physical body is in severe pain, high sensory overload, or deep exhaustion, translating your internal physical reality into spoken English requires an immense amount of executive function and energy. Think about how much effort it takes to explain yourself when you're crashing. Having to articulate to your partner, a roommate, or your kids why you can't join them for dinner, why you can't handle loud noises, and why you need to lie down in a dark room. It burns through the final handful of spoons you were trying to preserve. And worse, it often devolves into apologies, defensiveness, or guilt. This is why we need our nonverbal energy signaling. Sit down with the people in your household on a good day. A day when your energy is completely stable. Well, maybe not completely stable, but stable enough. And establish a clear, nonverbal shorthand system for high-symptom days. Here are 2 practical ways to set this up. One is the battery scale, just simply using code words. Green battery, you're good to go, normal interaction. Yellow battery, low energy, simple questions only, reduce the noise. Or red battery, absolute survival mode. On a red battery day, a simple text or a 2-word phrase, red battery today, communicates everything. Everyone in the house knows in advance what red battery means. Low lights, quiet voices, no non-essential decisions, independent meal prep, and parallel play. 0 long explanations required. And all of those can be a simple text that you send out in the morning. I know most of us send out good morning texts to those that we're close to. So you can just simply send out that, good morning, it's a green battery day. Hey, good morning, I'm on a yellow battery today. Or just simply, red battery today. Being able to send that out, like I said, there's no explanations required. Those that you have established that battery scale with, and you've established those code words with, they know and they understand. The second way is a visual indicator. This is physical shorthand. If even speaking the words feels like too much, use an object in a central area of your home. Maybe keep a specific brightly colored coaster on the kitchen counter that you flip to red when you're crashing. Use a reversible flip plushie. Like those little octopus that have the smiley face, and then you flip it and it's a sad face or angry face. Or maybe a magnet on the refrigerator door. Or hang a simple soft tag or sign on your bedroom door handle. You can even get like signal lights to put outside your door. Think about like if you're like in an airport bathroom, you know how they have the lights on the ceiling to show when the stalls are available or when they're occupied? Same thing. You can get a light, plug it in, turn it on. Whatever you need. It's just a simple visual indicator for when those words are too much. And when your family or your loved ones see that indicator, your communication loop is closed without you ever having to open your mouth. You don't have to defend your symptoms, apologize for your limitations, or even perform wellness. The boundary is clearly set, your spoons are protected, and you can focus entirely on rest and recovery. The fourth strategy is a 3-question decision filter. When a new task or request lands on your desk, use this filter before saying yes. Is this essential for my survival or work? And be ruthless here. Does the world stop if this doesn't get done today? What is the actual spoon cost? Not just the time it takes, but the physical and cognitive toll. Is there a way to do it at 50% effort? Can you use a shortcut, delegate a piece of it, or lower the standard for good enough? Using those before saying yes can help with that 10-minute triage that we talked about on episode 1. It can cut down your tasks to those essential tasks for the day, and those that can wait get pushed back a little. Just make sure that you're keeping track of the ones that you push back. I've fallen into the trap of pushing something back and then completely forgetting about it. We don't want to do that because, you know, as well as I do, that creates more stress later on. But using these strategies to help you delegate what is going on inside your body helps you to take care of yourself a little bit more and makes those low spoon days or those 0 spoon days a little easier to manage. Now, one of the hardest parts of living with a body that needs extra care is explaining those needs to others without feeling like you're constantly apologizing for your own existence. Whether it's your doctor, your boss, your partner, your kids, you have a right to set boundaries without shame. But so often, almost always, we fall into the trap of over-explaining. We think if we provide enough evidence, if we describe the migraine, the fatigue, the blood work, the doctor's appointment, we can convince the other person that our boundary is valid. But here's the truth. You do not need a lawyer to argue your case for rest. Your need is valid simply because you are human and you are in pain. In therapy, there is a concept called JADE. Don't justify, argue, defend, or explain your boundaries. When you're in a flare, you don't have the energy for a negotiation. Your boundaries should be and absolutely need to be firm, polite, and brief. When you start to feel the urge to over-explain, stop yourself. You're not asking for permission to be sick. You wouldn't over-explain the flu. You'd simply call into work and say, "Hey, I have the flu. I'm not coming in for a few days." So stop over-explaining yourself when you're in pain. You're simply stating your current physical reality. So here's some scripts for every scenario. For your employer, instead of a long paragraph detailing every symptom, focus on the work impact. I'm experiencing a health flare-up that requires immediate rest. I'm stepping away from my desk to recover and will follow up on this task by this day and time. Thank you for understanding. This is one that I've gotten a lot better at since I started working from home, and my supervisors are completely understanding. All I have to do is simply send a chat message to them and say, "Hey, I've got a migraine. I'm in a high flare day. I've got my laptop and my phone in my bed with me if you need me, but I'm going to be resting." They send back a thumbs up. "Hey, take care of yourself. Let me know if I can do anything." I'm not over-explaining. I'm not apologizing. And I'm telling them that I will get the work done, and if they really, truly need me, I've got my equipment right there with me. Now, to your partner or your housemates, keep it about your needs, not their actions. I'm in a low capacity phase today and need to be in a quiet, low sensory environment. I'm going to rest in my room for the next few hours. I don't need any help right now. I just need solitude to recover. Let's catch up later when I'm feeling more stable. And that catching up later may actually be tomorrow. It may be 3 days down the road, but you are going to catch up. If they live with you, they see everything firsthand and they should understand. Now, to a friend for social cancellations, don't feel the need to make up an excuse. Simply say, "I was really looking forward to seeing you, but my body is signaling that it needs deep rest today. I'm going to have to pass on this event so that I can prioritize recovering. I am so bummed to miss it, but I'd love to reschedule for blank and blank time and date when I am feeling better." Now, what happens if the other person pushes back? And we all know there is going to be pushback, especially probably from work and probably from friends. And unfortunately, if you're like me who has survived abuse, mental and emotional abuse, it can be pushed back from your partner as well. So what happens when that person pushes back? If they say, "But we really need you there," or "Are you sure you can't just push through it?" You have to become a broken record. Don't engage with their disappointment or try to solve it. Simply repeat your boundary. "I understand this is inconvenient, but I am at my physical limit and cannot participate today. And I appreciate you respecting that." Remember, you're teaching people how to treat you during your most vulnerable moments. And by staying calm, firm, and non-apologetic, do not ever apologize for how you feel. This is your body. This is your life. If you're in a flare-up, you cannot help that. Don't apologize for it. You're showing these people that your physical care is not a debate. This is a non-negotiable part of your life. taking the space and the time that you need to heal is not you being selfish. Hear that again. Taking the time and space that you need to heal is not being selfish. It is the most honest thing that you can do for yourself, for your relationships, and for your health. Stop apologizing when it's something that you can't control. I want us to slow down right now. Let's truly take off the clock for a minute. If you're listening to my voice right now, you are carrying a heavy, silent weight of frustration, grief, or even resentment towards your own body. And I want to stop and hold space for that with you. I know it's exhausting to feel that like you're constantly at war with your own physical shell. It's exhausting to wake up every morning wondering which version of your body you're going to get or how many plans you're going to have to alter just to survive the afternoon. So wherever you are, whether you're lying under a heavy blanket, sitting on the edge of your bed, or curled up in a quiet corner of your couch, I want to give you a text anchor that you can hold onto when the physical days get hard. Before we speak it, let's bring your physical self back into the room without any judgment. Take a moment right now to check in with your hands. Are your fingers clenched into tight fists? Unfurl them. Let them loose. Let your palms open softly and loosely. Check in with your face. Soften that space right between your eyebrows. Unclench your back teeth and let your tongue drop away from the roof of your mouth. Now pull your shoulders all the way up to your ears for a second. Hold them there, and now let them drop down. Let them sink 3 inches lower, and let gravity take the weight of your spine. Let's take one collective breath together. Inhale deeply through your nose, letting your chest expand. And slowly release it out your mouth with a soft sigh. Now I want you to repeat these words softly, either out loud to the empty room or silently in the space of your mind. My body is not my enemy. It is the vessel carrying me through a hard day. I do not have to love how it feels right now. To treat it with gentleness and respect. Let's stay right here for a second and let those words settle into your chest. Let's speak them together one more time. Take a gentle breath in and exhale. My body is not my enemy. It is the vessel carrying me through a hard day. I do not have to love how it feels right now to treat it with gentleness and respect. I want you to really internalize what that means. You do not need to force fake gratitude for physical suffering. You do not need to slap a bright yellow smile on a flare-up And you don't need to pretend that you're enjoying the struggle or learning a spiritual lesson from your pain. It is completely okay to admit that suffering feels heavy, unfair, and exhausting. You don't need to love the pain to be kind to the container. Think about it this way. Imagine a dear friend came over to your house today. They walked through your front door, pale, exhausted, with dark circles under their eyes, running a high fever, or doubled over with severe pain. What would you do? You wouldn't stand over them in the entryway and demand to know why they aren't being more productive. You wouldn't yell at them for needing to lie down on the sofa. You wouldn't call them lazy or unreliable for needing to cancel their afternoon plans. Of course not. You would grab the softest blanket in your house, fetch them a cold glass of water, dim the overhead lights, and slide a pillow under their head and whisper, "Rest. As long as you need it, the world can wait." Why is it so easy to extend that tender, instinctual grace to a friend sitting on our sofa or a stranger out in public? But when it's our body that is in distress, we treat ourselves like a drill sergeant whose soldiers stepped out of line. Your body is that sick friend on the sofa right now. It isn't failing you out of spite. It's doing the best that it can with depleted reserves. So today, offer your physical self that exact same basic human courtesy. You don't have to love the struggle. Just give yourself permission to lower the bar and wrap yourself in comfort, and treat yourself with a little bit of grace. Making peace with a body that needs extra care isn't a single destination you arrive at. Check off a list and stay forever. It isn't a permanent state of enlightenment where you never feel frustration, angry, or exhausted by your symptoms again. It is an ongoing, daily, sometimes hourly, choice to lay down the boxing gloves and call a truce with your physical selves. It's built in those tiny, quiet micro decisions that no one else sees. Choosing to lower the unrealistic expectation when your body says, "Nope, not today." Swapping an arbitrary chore on your to-do list for a 20-minute rest period without apologizing for it. Or simply wrapping yourself in a warm blanket, stepping away from the noise and refusing to let guilt sit in the chair next to you. Every single time you choose gentle acceptance over physical hostility, you are protecting your energy, honoring your capacity, and teaching yourself that you are worthy of care, especially on those hard days. Now, next week is a huge milestone for us. It is officially our season 1 finale. In episode 15, we are taking everything we've learned throughout this entire series and focusing on sustaining your spoon budget for the long haul. We've talked about a lot of stuff this season. We've talked about workflow triage, digital boundaries, social energy, and physical self-compassion. Now we're going to assemble all those pieces into a long-term, sustainable blueprint. We're going to talk about how to prevent long-term chronic burnout before it even starts, how to maintain your hard-won boundaries season after season, even when life gets chaotic. and how to build a sustainable rhythm for your work, your personal life, and your relationships that honors your human limits permanently. It's going to be such a special and grounding episode, and I can't wait to share it with you. And you definitely don't want to miss it. After episode 15 next week, I am going to take a few weeks off. The school year is gearing up. Got back to school meetings starting. I am one class away from starting my capstone project for my doctoral degree. And I just need to take some time to reset myself. So as we wrap up today, if this message spoke to you, or if you know a friend, a family member, or a fellow spoonie who needs a gentle reminder to go easy on their body today, please share this episode with them. And if you haven't already, take a quick moment to like, share, and subscribe to Spoons for Life on YouTube, Spotify, and everywhere else. Follow my Facebook page, follow my TikTok account. Leave a rating or a review, as this helps our little corner of the internet. My Texas accent was coming out there for a second. Leaving a rating or review helps this little corner of the internet reach out to the people who need these gentle reminders the most. So until next week, drop your shoulders away from your ears, unclamp your jaw, take a soft, slow breath, and offer your body and your mind a little extra tenderness today. Take care of yourselves and save your spoons. I'll see you next time.